welcome back to the podcast playground. Our newest podcast is The Best Podcast.
Join Jay Carter and me, Vida Best, on The Best Podcast, where the dynamic duo brings you their insider secrets to everything wonderful. Now Jay and me dive deep into the top 5 everything, from the latest cell phones to affordable wines that won't break the bank.
So tell a friend, you've found The Best Podcast,
where every recommendation is a gem waiting to be uncovered. Tune in weekly for your dose of excellence.
We've got quite a stack of reviews and analysis here, all trying to pin down the very best laptops for 2025.
Yeah, it's a busy market, that's for sure. But the goal today is, well, simple. Cut through the noise, give you a really focused list.
Exactly. We want the top 5 sort of champions across different categories, the ones that really stand out.
And not just what they are, but why they're the best choice for specific needs, performance, value, maybe something innovative.
Right. So we've broken it down into 5 main areas. The best all-rounder, the top Windows machine, the best budget pick, something for creatives, and the ultimate gaming laptop.
Sounds like a plan. Where should we start?
Let's kick off with the big one. The best overall laptop, full stop. The one that just nails it for most people.
Okay. And, well, no huge surprises here maybe, but the consensus across the board points to the Apple MacBook Air 13-inch, the new M4 version.
Still the king, huh?
Yeah.
It just seems to balance everything so well.
It really does. Performance, portability, that build quality Apple's known for. The M4 chip is, frankly, superb for this kind of machine.
What really caught my eye, though, was the pricing strategy this time.
Yeah, that was interesting.
They actually launched it cheaper than the M3 model, right?
Yep.
Starting at $999.
It feels like a very deliberate move from Apple.
To really dominate that mainstream price point. Is that the idea?
I think so. It's less about feeling pressured, maybe, and more about making it almost a no-brainer against mid-range Windows options. You're getting that M4 power.
Which is plenty for day-to-day stuff, obviously.
Oh, yeah, and more. It can handle, reasonably heavy tasks, too, like editing video or music production, surprisingly well for such a thin machine.
And the battery life is still a major selling point.
Huge. The tests we saw clocked it at 14 hours and 51 minutes.
Wow.
Basically, you leave your charger at home for the day. No question.
Okay, so the Air M4 takes the crown for best overall. Let's switch to the Windows side. If someone's set on Windows 11 and wants that premium thin and light experience,
then the standout there is the Dell XPS 13. Specifically, the new models with Intel's Core Ultra 2nd Gen chips.
Right, the 9350 model. Dell's always had a certain flair with the XPS line.
They have, and this is positioned directly against the MacBook Air. Premium, sleek, very executive.
But the battery numbers on this one, they seem almost too good to be true for Windows.
I know, right? Nearly 24 hours.
Yeah, the test showed 23 hours and 26 minutes. How?
It's down to those new Intel chips, the Core Ultra 2nd Gen. They're built differently, focused heavily on efficiency for lighter tasks.
Zitter core management and stuff?
Exactly. Efficient cores, big caches, plus Dell's own power tuning. It adds up to something pretty revolutionary for a Windows laptop's battery life.
Okay, that's genuinely impressive longevity. But the XPS design choices, that's often the sticking point, isn't it?
It is, and this model is no exception. You're looking at just 2 USB-C ports. That's it. And they've kept that slightly controversial edgeless trackpad and the touch function bar instead of physical keys.
Which some reviews mentioned isn't great for usability, especially, say, for sight-impaired users.
Precisely. It's a very designed machine, looks stunning, incredible battery. But there are practical trade-offs.
So maybe not the best overall Windows flagship, but the best for battery and pure aesthetics.
That's a fair way to put it. If you need something maybe a bit more balanced, with good ports and still premium, the Microsoft Surface Laptop 13 is a really strong alternative.
Still gets great battery life too, right? Like 17 hours.
Yeah, still excellent. A very solid all-rounder in the Windows premium space.
Okay, good alternatives. Now let's swing completely the other way. Budget. Tight budget. What's the smart play for around, say, $300?
Right. The advice is pretty clear from the sources. Stay away from Windows 11 laptops in that bracket.
Really? Just avoid them.
Generally, yes. They tend to be underpowered, laggy, just not a great experience. The clear winner here is actually a Chromebook, the Asus Chromebook CM14.
Okay, why Chrome OS?
Because the operating system itself is much lighter. It's designed to run well on less powerful, cheaper components, which is what you get at $300.
So it feels smoother than a Windows machine with similar specs.
Much smoother for basic tasks like web browsing, email, documents. You avoid that constant frustration.
And battery life, is it decent?
It's pretty good for the price. Tested at 9 hours and 26 minutes, enough for a full day for most users.
But there had to be compromises at that price. What are the big ones?
Oh, absolutely. The main one is the display. It's a low resolution 1366 by 768.
Oof, yeah, that's quite low these days.
Very low. Reviews consistently called it blurry, washed out. And multitasking isn't its strong suit either, usually only 4 GB of RAM. It's a single task kind of machine.
Gotcha. So good for basics, but manage expectations. Now, let's talk about the power users, the creative professionals, video editors, designers, developers.
Right, the people whose laptop is basically their entire business. For them, the sources pointed back to Apple.
The MacBook Pro, I assume.
The MacBook Pro 16-inch, specifically with the M4 Pro or even M4 Max chip. If you need to chew through massive files and demanding workflows, this is the investment.
It's desktop-level power, essentially, but portable.
Exactly, and you get that incredible build quality and reliability. Plus, a key thing for pros, support for Thunderbolt 5.
Okay, let's unpack that. Why is Thunderbolt 5 a big deal for a creative?
It's all about bandwidth and future-proofing your setup. Thunderbolt 5 offers huge data transfer speeds up to 80 gigabits per second, even 120 for displays.
So faster file transfers for huge video projects,
Right.
driving multiple high-res monitors.
Precisely. Connecting external GPUs, super fast storage. It's the connectivity standard pros need for complex workflows. It keeps things from bottlenecking.
And the kicker, again, is the battery life. How does this powerhouse hold up?
It's honestly kind of mind-blowing. Despite all that performance potential, it tested at 21 hours and 32 minutes.
Seriously, on the 16-inch Pro.
Seriously, it's industry-leading. You can genuinely take this thing on the road and work intensely all day without plugging in.
That's impressive. Now, what if you need that kind of grunt, but you have to be on Windows? Maybe for specific software.
Good question. The standout Windows alternative in the high-end Ultrabook space was the Asus ZenBook S16.
Oh, yeah, the one with the cerulean finish.
That's the one. Really striking design. But it's not just looks. It packs AMD's powerful Ryzen AI9 HX370 chip and a gorgeous 3K OLED screen.
And battery. Does it compete?
It does surprisingly well, nearly 15 hours, which shows that the Windows side, especially with AMD, is making huge strides in balancing power and efficiency.
Okay, nearly there. Last category. Gaming. Pure high-end gaming, money no object. What's the beast?
If budget isn't a constraint, the top pick is the Razer Blade 16.
Razer Blade. Always a contender in the premium gaming space. Starts around $3,000.
Yeah, and goes up quickly from there.
Yeah.
But you're getting the absolute cutting edge. We're talking NVIDIA's latest RTX 5000 series GPUs.
Up to the RTX 5090.
Yeah.
In a laptop.
Up to the 5090. Packed into a surprisingly slim chassis for what it is.
So raw power is obviously there. What else makes it the enthusiast choice?
It's the whole package. Razer's build quality is fantastic. You get a stunning OLED QHD plus display. And crucially, those new GPUs support tech like DLSS 4 and frame generation.
Okay, jargon alert, DLSS 4 and MFG. What do they actually do for the gamer? Break it down.
Right. Think of them as AI tricks to boost performance. DLSS, deep learning supersampling, basically renders the game at a lower resolution internally, then uses AI to upscale it smartly so it looks sharp, like native high-res. Saves a ton of processing power.
Okay, so you get higher frame rates without sacrificing visual quality too much.
Exactly. And MFG, multi-frame generation, takes it further. It uses AI to actually create entirely new frames and insert them between the ones the GPU normally renders.
So it makes the motion look even smoother.
Drastically smoother. It means a laptop like the Blade 16 can run really demanding games at high settings and still feel incredibly fluid, punching way above its weight class compared to raw hardware power alone.
Makes sense. But gaming laptops notoriously chew through battery.
Yeah.
How does the Blade 16 handle just, normal use unplugged?
You're right. Efficiency isn't their main goal. But even so, it managed a respectable 7 hours and 36 minutes for productivity tasks in testing.
Which is actually pretty decent for a gaming rig. Enough for a morning's work, maybe.
Yeah, it's a good result for that class of machine. Oh, and for gamers on a tighter budget, the sources did mention the Acer Nitro V15 with an RTX 5050 or 5060 as a solid 1080p performer, especially using those DLSS features.
Good to have a budget mention there, too. Okay, so we've covered our 5 champs. They all sound impressive, but many, especially the Pro and the Blade, are serious investments.
They absolutely are.
Thinking about that investment, how does it relate to, say, longevity in the future? because these powerful machines are often sealed units, hard to upgrade or repair.
That's the central tension, isn't it? Peak performance often comes at the cost of repairability and long-term use. And that's why the Framework Laptop 13 stands out as such an interesting counterpoint to everything else we've discussed.
The modular laptop, yeah. The one you can take apart and upgrade yourself.
Exactly. It might look like a standard laptop on the surface, but its entire design philosophy is different. You can replace the RAM, storage, battery, screen, even the entire main board with the CPU years down the line.
So you buy the chassis once and potentially upgrade the brains later.
That's the idea. You might pay a similar price initially to, say, a MacBook Air, but the promise is that you can keep this machine viable for maybe 5, 7, even 10 years by replacing components.
Saving money in the long run and reducing e-waste too.
Huge reduction in e-waste. It really forces you to consider what you value more, that absolute peak performance right now or long-term sustainability and the ability to upgrade.
It's a different way of thinking about investment. And speaking of the future, another factor massively reshaping laptop requirements right now is AI.
Oh, definitely. Microsoft's push for Copilot plus PCs is setting new hardware baselines.
Right, they've set minimum specs now.
They have. To get that Copilot Plus designation, you need at least 16 GBs of RAM and, critically, a dedicated NPU, a neural processing unit.
Okay, NPU. What is that and why the specific requirement? They mentioned 40 TOPS.
Yeah, so the NPU is a separate chip, like the CPU or GPU, but it's specifically designed to handle AI and machine learning tasks really efficiently without hogging resources from the main processors.
And TOPS.
That stands for trillions of operations per second. It's a measure of AI processing power. Microsoft saying you need 40 TOPS sets a standard for the kind of on-device AI tasks they expect these machines to handle.
Like what kind of tasks?
Things like instant image generation, real-time transcription and translation, maybe advanced background blurring in video calls, or searching your own files using natural language, all done locally on the machine, quickly, and without sending your data to the cloud.
So having that NPU capability is becoming pretty essential for a premium, future-proof laptop.
It's rapidly becoming a key differentiator, yes.
Okay, so wrapping this up, it seems like whether you need that incredible battery life, think the Dell XPS 13 or the MacBook Air M4 or raw power for creative work like the MacBook Pro 16-inch, or even just something affordable that works like the Asus Chromebook.
Or that top-tier gaming from the Razer Blade.
Right. There really is a clear champion in each category for 2025, depending on what you prioritize.
There is. But maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is about that core tension we mentioned. The most powerful machines, the Macs, the Razers, they're often incredible right now, but fundamentally disposable in the long run. Repair is hard, upgrades often impossible.
Whereas something like the Framework flips that script.
Exactly. It proves that longevity, repairability, reducing waste, these can be primary design goals. So the provocative question is, how much of today's absolute peak performance are you willing to trade for a machine you know you can keep relevant and running for potentially a decade? That's the real investment choice you're making now.